Hi, this is the English version of my review of the Samson Q6. In this case, I was wondering why not make video of a budget microphone. You might have seen me make reviews of microphones that costs I don't know, $300, 400, even the TLM 103, which costs 1,000. 1,100, I think, $1,000 and 100. This microphone costs no more than $40. It's from a brand, Samsung, which is, when I started with audio stuff, I used to have Samsung headphones, maybe microphones, condenser microphones. Then I just kept this one because when you upgrade all the time, Samsung, gets behind. But for those people that have a low budget, well, at least for me, Samsung is a good brand to start. This is a dynamic microphone. It belongs to the Q series of Samsung. They are all dynamic. They are all, I think, they are hypercardioid, which is a much tighter polar pattern than cardioid. It's much more directional than cardioid, and then in a few seconds you will see why. So if you like podcasting or doing radio, online radio station, or going live, I think this is a good choice if you are on a budget. The second thing I want to mention of this microphone in particular is the frequency response. When you have a microphone or whatever you have in technology, try to understand what are those labels that you find in the manual. What is impedance or impedance? I think it's pronounced. What is frequency response? What is SPL? Try to understand that. Well, in this case, I will mention the frequency response because I think it's the most important thing about this microphone. Frequency response is what a microphone hears. Just like the human ear hears, the microphone hears in terms of hertz. Okay? So, the human ear, it's been said many times that can capture nuances or frequencies from 20 hertz in the lows to 20 kilohertz in the highs. So that's why most of my condenser microphones, professional microphones, have those frequency response, 20 to 20. In this case, it's surprising, at least to me, that the Q4 and the Q7, which the Q7 is like the most top microphone of the Q series, they both have 80 hertz in the lows to 12 kilohertz in the highs in frequency response, which is rather tight. Think of the legendary Shure SM58, the one you will see night after night after night in concerts and in shows and in live gigs. Well, the Shure SM58 has 50 hertz to 15 kilohertz. This microphone, the Q6, I think it's the best option in the Q series. It has the same frequency response as the Shure SM58. 50 hertz in the lows to 15 kilohertz in the highs. It gives you more nuances. And not to mention that I have the microphone completely flat, no EQ applied, no any processing I'm doing now. Just the microphone plugging into my mixing board, which has USB connection and it functions as a sound card. Okay. Now I was saying that it's very directional, so maybe you will hear some handling noise, but if you listen to my voice off axis, well, the microphone, and I'm not changing my tone or my volume, the microphone rejects perfectly all the tone, the nuances. I don't know if the volume, I don't know if you can still hear me, but the tone is completely just like a thin paper, you know? Um, and going back, one major gotcha. This microphone has a very dirty and distorted proximity effect. I think the sweet spot of this microphone, you have to play with that until you find what is the sweet spot. Number one, as I said, it's very directional. Try not to move off axis this microphone because you will suffer, your tones will suffer the big consequence of losing the sweet spot. It's to speak at 4 fingers, okay, 4 fingers from the grill, and as I was saying, it has a very distorted proximity effect. Proximity, and the effect is, as you can see and listen, very, very like a distortion. So it's not a microphone to talk very close. So this video, it was to make a review of a budget microphone. If you want to record your podcasts, you can then process it like in radios with a compressor, with limiter, with a noise gate. Although it's dynamic, it's very quiet. But you can do it as well. If you have a budget to buy a compressor, an outboard compressor, well, good for you. But since this video is for a low budget people, you there that don't have much money to spend, well, this is a nice microphone to start with. It's not expensive at all. It's dynamic. It's very quiet. And, well, I will do some audio processing right now in post. Now you hear in the microphone completely processed as in radio. That's, if you record your podcast, well, you can add it in post-production, compression, a heavy compression, like in radios, pro radios, noise gate or limited or a limiter. And if you're going live, well, you don't need to do any post. You are going live. You just process the microphone on the fly with an external compressor. Well, I hope you like the video. I think I tweak a bit the EQ to sound a more full and more rich in highs and lows. Hope you like it. If you like this video and my other English videos, subscribe my channel. That would be great, and I would be very, very thankful. And if you like the video, comments welcome and thumbs up are very, very welcome as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time.